I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Of all things, I like books best. As I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Great moments are born great opportunity. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6 and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. The present is theirs, the future, for which I really worked, is mine. We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us. You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. It's not the love you make. It's the love you give. Inventors don't have time for married life. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on invention. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. So astounding are the facts in this connection, that it would seem as though the Creator, himself had electrically designed this planet. Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation, and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. We crave for new sensations but soon become indifferent to them. The wonders of yesterday are today common occurrences. Marconi is a good fellow. Let him continue. He is using 17 of my patents. The individual is ephemeral, races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. Most persons are so absorbed in the contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what is passing on within themselves. Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. The ultimate purpose is the complete mastery of mind over the material world, the harnessing of human nature to human needs. I do not think you can name many great inventions that have been made by married men. When natural inclination develops into a passionate desire, one advances towards his goal in 7-league boots. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still far from this blissful realization. Most certainly, some planets are not inhabited, but others are, and among these there must exist life under all conditions and phases of development. And led me to finally recognize that I was but an automaton devoid of free will in thought and action and merely responsible to the forces of the environment. My belief is firm in a law of compensation. The true rewards are ever in proportion to the labor and sacrifices made. To know each other we must reach beyond the sphere of our sense perceptions. My project was retarded by laws of nature. The world was not prepared for it. It was too far ahead of time. But the same laws will prevail in the end and make it a triumphal success. Misunderstandings are always caused by the inability of appreciating one another's point of view. This again is due to the ignorance of those concerned, not so much in their own, as in their mutual fields. Originality thrives in seclusion free of outside influences beating upon us to cripple the creative mind. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Merciless is the law of nature, and rapidly and irresistibly we are drawn to our doom. Deficient observation is merely a form of ignorance and responsible for the many morbid notions and foolish ideas prevailing. One may feel a sudden wave of sadness and rake his brain for an explanation when he might have noticed that it was caused by a cloud cutting off the rays of the sun. Science is but a perversion of itself unless it has as its ultimate goal the betterment of humanity. I counted the steps in my walks and calculated the cubical contents of soup plates, coffee cups and pieces of food, otherwise my meal was unenjoyable. I am unwilling to accord to some small-minded and jealous individuals the satisfaction of having thwarted my efforts. These men are to me nothing more than microbes of a nasty disease. Genius is its own passport, and has always been ready to change habitats until the natural one is found. Though free to think and act, we are held together, like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them.